What's good? What's good? Wait just a second. Okay, I'm back. Nobody's in there. Let's see. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below so when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Welcome to the Mailroom. You come in, take a look at your mind, examine what's in your heart. That's it, guys. It's I don't even know where to begin most times because there's so many dynamics and so many different situations and unnormal stuff that's happening within our communities and our greater communities right in front of us, right before us each and every day. And for the life of people in our culture, they don't seem to get it that they're only bringing great harm to their own culture and their own selves. There's the brokenness that exists in our community is a billion-dollar industry because everybody capitalizes off of it except for us. We're the only ones that loses out on that. When people don't know what's going on in your life, it's crazy how they will speculate, and when they think they know, they fabricate, and when that don't work, they know they just hate, and that's where a lot of this stuff stems from, is that people just don't have a lot on there. They have too much time on their hands and they're sitting around playing PlayStation, smoking blunts, doing things that are nonsensical or don't add to the edification of the individuals that are perpetuating in these circumstances each and every day. The brokenness, again, is a billion-dollar industry. And you take a look at the music that's being produced, if you take about the movies, if you go on Tubi, all the movies have the same plot. It's all about drugs, robbery, killing, and stuff like that, infidelity and stuff like that. If you look at those things, if you want to take in those things in account, and then if you look at the church, we have multitudes of churches, but why are we doing so badly amongst each other? Is there a correlation between high praise and low productivity? Because we have all these churches, we have all these things going on, but yet we seem to be falling short of the mark. Why is that? We need to question these things. And then all these things that's going on within the gang culture, it just, if you go look at what's happening on anywhere on Maine and anywhere on Vermont, and you guys know the sections, I don't have to say them. You just see a multitude of back and forth going on and on and on and on and on and on. Just bam here, bam back here, bam, and everybody seems to be okay with this. This seems to be normal. Is this normal? Have we normalized this thing within our culture? Is this really became a normal thing to do? I'm trying to see if there's anybody joining the conversation. Doesn't seem. We're making this stuff too normal, guys. It just, people are just going back and forth and shooting one another for the most minuscule of things. It doesn't necessarily add up anything. And then when you look at gangbanging itself, knowing that it came from teenagers, it It's childish. It just is. It's very childish. And being grown now and being able to look back at if hindsight is 22, man, back to look back on it, I realized that, man, this stuff was a huge mistake. Um, Talking with the brother LB days ago, uh, and this is what he quoted to me. He said, brother, there's no difference between you and I. He said, if you ever grew up where I grew up, what would you have been? I said, I'd have been a Pyru. And if I had to grew up where you grew up, would I have been? A Crip. Yes. He said, the only difference we have between one another is the neighborhoods we grew up in. And whatever particular neighborhood you grew up in, someone decided to say, this is a Crip hood, this is a Blood hood. And that's where that's where the divide comes in at. You notice I got my shirt on. I represent both teams. I got that, and I got that up there. Because I think we're really capable of tying this thing in together and making it more, more of a family. Because that's what we are. We have a great deal more in common than we do not in common. And for the life of us, we continue to make this circle of nonsense. We keep giving it rise. We keep giving it credibility. We keep just adding to it through anger, frustration, lack, scarcity, fear. We just keep doing all that. And then these individuals get on here and start acting like that. And then you see the guy ATM go on Adam 22. Then you see the other guy that do Adam 22 is playing right into the narrative of which we are actually acting out in our community. And then he invites these individuals down, and then they do the same thing over there. Only difference, he capitalized off of it. He capitalized off the brokenness. The churches capitalize on the brokenness. The banks capitalize on brokenness. The prison system capitalize off our brokenness. All the financial institutions and all the commercials and music and everything, the movies, they profit off our brokenness. And we don't seem to get it. Because we're so caught up in our emotional state, because a great deal of these young men was raised by single parent homes, and all they ever saw is how bad the circumstances was and how bad their daddy might have been. They heard that talk all their life. And now we're trying to figure out why? No, the why is obvious. Obvious. You think Charleston White does what he does because he just happened to? No, he does it because there is money in capitalizing off of broken black people. WAC 100 does the same. Everybody that does that type of work, people that talk like I do or try to talk in a historical point or factual point, and when I'm talking about history, when I'm talking about who we were before we got, there's no money in that. It's only money in the brokenness of black people. That's why Charleston White does it. That's why WAC does it. And I'm not mad at them, because that is what the order of the day is. It's just that you're so broken that you watch it and you're entertained by it, and you continue to give into that, to whatever those narratives is. You continue to follow it. You continue to like it and subscribe it and share it. And they benefit. That's why Sexy Red does what she does, Sukiana does what she does, Glorilla, Meg Thee Stallion, and all the rest of them. They do it because there's money into broken black situations. $1 billion industry. And if that's where you're comfortable at, if that's where your spirit is at, if that's why I say it's the illusion of loyalty and the journey of betrayal. It is an illusion. There's no loyalty, and there's no people that are supportive. Granted, there are percentages and everything. Nothing is 100%. But what I'm telling you, for the most part, if you see what's going on, and if you don't do nothing about it, then you're a problem. You're part of the problem. Nothing's going to change unless you change it first. White people is not going to. James Palmer says it's hard. It's hard for me to believe what you do to believe what you say when I see what you do. It's hard for me to believe what you say when I see what you do. You said there is no racism. It's hard for me to accept that when I see what you do. It's all baked into the cake, and black people continue to just not understand that part. Many of you. And then there's those that are, and those are the ones that make money off of you. And they entertain you based on the buffoonery, the shenanigans, and the nonsensical ideologies that has been narrative and fostered out there and put out into the. A lot of people don't even deserve to be on the internet, to be honest with you, because they say, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying. No, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. Nothing. I'm a critical thinker. I get beyond the surface. Things that are on surface don't even, I just look at it. Okay, that's the surface. Let me dig underneath it and see what's under all this stuff that you're putting out there to be something that we could take as substance or something that is tangible, something that we can build off of. Start building, guys. It's not building. And then it's almost like I'm wasting my time coming on and saying the things that I'm saying. And then, let me see. Then there's nothing going on. Absolutely nothing. It's like a big waste of time. But then there's this percentage of group of individuals that are like, and I say, they get it, they get it, they get it. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going. But I just wanted to just say that right quick and jump off this, and maybe when this time permits itself, I'll come back and we extend the conversation. We'll try to get individuals that can actually come on and articulate their words and respond to the curriculum of black people and see what we do about the brokenness. And if we can change it, if we can be better. Because when we know better, we do better. Poor performance proper preparation prevent poor performance. So let's try to get there, folks. I appreciate you and every day. I always appreciate you. With that being said, don't mind me just watching. Church moving. Go ahead and lock the door. We gone.